Hey, Logan. I guess I need to move my microphone. Too many things in the way. I didn't know if anybody would show up to the live or not. Tired. Been busy all day. Been go, go, go since I got up this morning, so. The life of a YouTuber. How are things with you? How are you recovering and all that fun stuff? Can you hear me okay? Do I need to move the microphone closer? Okay, just want to make sure. I don't know how long I'll be live. Our internet has kind of been okay today, but I've got 15 video files I've got to get off my phone. So it's currently, throwing my phone at myself. It's currently uploading to Dropbox right now. I'm finally done doing the multiple looks with the Capricorn palette, so I can move on to the Pisces and the Aquarius palette. I took Saturday off from filming. Sunday I recorded 5 or 6 videos. But Sunday I recorded my, Sunday I recorded my St. Patrick's Day looks. I've already started editing it. I ended up doing one eye with one look and the pictures are on Instagram, and then I did the other eye with another look, but I waited like 2 hours in between doing one eye and the other because my eyes were just watering too bad for me to go and do the other one. So it's I don't know if I'm going to leave both looks in one video or if I'm going to split it up like I'd planned to and put one up on Saturday and one up on Sunday. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday, the 16th and 17th. I'll look at my planner. So who knows how that'll go up. I just pulled that into my editor. I'm like not even a quarter of the way done editing it. I've got 3 minutes and 30 seconds worth of video of the video edited so far, and it was originally an hour and 6 minutes, and that was with both looks put into one video. So that's why I was like, yeah, that's probably. No, I am Irish. I'm 16% Irish, so I'm wearing green, and I use a lot of green. Green is my favorite color, so I'd be fine with being green. I'm green naturally anyways. Hi, McG. So yeah, I don't have a problem with being green. I know somebody just shared in one of the pagan groups that I'm in about how St. Patrick's Day is like a bad thing for pagans because they basically ran druids and anybody that was a non-Christian belief out of the country during that time. So I don't know. I've heard the story before, but I don't know how much of it I believe. But then again, my grandmother, her family like fled to Canada, so they ended up in Quebec. Yeah, I'm like 16%. I'm 9% Scottish. I'm like 65% like European, like Eastern European. I really do need to sit down and do like a whole video on my ancestry DNA thing. I've always had a thing for Irish guys anyways. I just haven't found any with enough balls to put up with me. Let's see. I just got done rendering the video so I could edit more of it. I'm trying to see how long it actually is. Give me that crap. My computer probably needs to be restarted too. I've done a beating on it today. I've edited 4 videos today and uploaded 3 to YouTube. Okay, right now it went from 1 hour and 6 minutes. It's down to 43 minutes so far, but all of the video files are still in the editor. I didn't, I think I'm going to have to, I'll probably end up removing the other look out of the video so that it's not so long. I'll end up splitting it into 2 different videos. Well, I'm very dominant. I speak my mind, that kind of thing. So usually guys are a pushover, and I don't want a yes ma'am kind of man. Or as some people say, a yes man. What was the other? There was another phrase somebody used once. It was perfect. It was like, I want an Adam, not an Eve, when it comes to a guy. I've known women that are more dominant and more manly than some of the men I know, which I don't have a problem with men being effeminate, but I mean, if a guy is interested in dating me, if I give him, back mouth for something and he knows what he's saying is right, I expect a man to be able to be like, this is what I know, this is what's accurate, you're incorrect, here's the research kind of thing. Not okay, yes, dear, and then like roll their eyes or huff or whatever. I want somebody that if I do something that they don't, now I'm not asking, I don't ask a man for approval for anything. I do what I want, how I want. But if I do something they're not comfortable with or say something that they don't like, I want a man to stand up and say, I kind of wish you wouldn't do that or say that, and this is why. I've never found one like that. I've always had, like I said, pushover men and like men that act like they're going to stand up to me at first, and then after you like go out on a couple of dates or you spend some time with them, they're like complete squish. No, I don't want to be dominated. I want somebody that does give and take with me, not just can get steamrolled over. Yeah, Logan, I'm the same way. What you see is what you get. I mean, if I say something, then that means I mean it. It doesn't mean, oh, well, maybe she thought this or maybe she meant that. No, if I said something, what I said is what I meant. It might not be the most tactful way to like look at a situation because stuff runs from here and falls out of here and there's no like pause in between. It just kind of, it runs from one location to the other and out my mouth it tumbles. Sorry, it was like causing your chat messages to be monitored. Yeah, well, I didn't like sugarcoat anything, and I don't want somebody to sugarcoat something for me. I don't sugarcoat anything for anybody else, and I've never been like the kind of person that needs to be coddled, and I don't want to have to like coddle a man, and I don't need a guy with mommy issues. Just, saying. I was just talking to my friend Debbie when she was here the other day about how I like to be independent. I need the company of somebody else to keep me entertained. I can do that all by myself. I play video games, I read, I go outside, hell, I climb trees. Dad didn't even ask me to, and I started raking the front yard the other day. He came out, he's like, what happened here? I'm like, the leaf fairy came. And he laughed. But I mean, if I'm bored or I need something to do, I'll go clean the kitchen, or I'll 24/7 stuck up my butt, that kind of thing. I don't know. I guess it's just mine, because she worked a lot of the years growing up, she worked from home. So she would work during the day, and then at like, she would burn dinner, and then we would sit down and eat dinner either at the kitchen table or in the kitchen or on the couch watching TV, that kind of thing. And she'd either sit and watch a show after, or she'd sit in her chair and like read or whatever. And she would do her own thing, and Dad would be sitting on the couch and reading, or he'd watch a TV show, or he'd go outside to the workshop, or he'd go outside and fart around the yard. It's like, even though they were like together, they didn't have to be doing the same activity, kind of thing. That's kind of funny. Logan, I am completely right there with you. If I have a conversation with somebody and my IQ slowly declines, then I'm kind of the person that says, it's been great chatting with you, but I've got to go anywhere but talking to you. And that might be rude. But it is what it is. I have this guy that's been chasing me for years and doesn't understand. I am not interested. I have been so freaking polite, to the extent of my dad is like, block him. I'm like, but I don't want to be mean. He's like, block him. You're obviously irritated by this guy. I was like, yeah, talking to him makes my IQ drop. And he's like, then block him. I'm like, how many times can you politely say, go the fuck away, before somebody realizes that you don't really want to talk to them, you don't want to see them, you don't want them stalking you, you don't want them to randomly show up at places like your house? I don't know. It's just one of those things, you know? I actually went out, was it last week, the week before last, and somebody just happened to be at the same store that I was in at an odd hour of the day and night, and was like, oh, I had to pick up a few things. I'm like, how did you know I was here? I didn't post on social media that I was going to be here, because I know they stalked my social media. How did you know I was here? And my dad's wondering if somehow or another they have some way to like track my phone, or something like that. So I don't know. I mean, I know I had said something about needing to go to said store, but I never said, actually, I said I was going to go like the day or so before, not the day that I actually went. And I got to the store and I get a text message that says, hey, I'm at such and such. I'm like, I just pulled in the parking lot. Yeah, there will be no stalking. I own too many firearms for that. Oh, I see perfectly fine at night. And let me show you the biggest deterrent that we have in this house. This stays by the front door. I don't know if you can see it, but let me stand where you can see me and put it back where it goes. See how far away from my chair it is? Yeah, it's a 22. So now, of course, the safety's on and that kind of stuff. But, you know, the thing is I can open my front door and have my hand on the doorknob and reach the nozzle of that gun. And I don't know how many times I've opened my front door and had somebody in my yard, and I've had my hand on the doorknob and I've had a hand on the gun at the same time. Because even if nothing else, I can swing it up and hit somebody with the butt of it. But I also have a 9mm on my desk, so actually I moved it. It's in the other drawer. So this is like 4 feet from me. And of course the safety is on, so. Right? I was at Walmart last week, I think it was, and I had just finished purchasing stuff and I was headed out, and there was a lady that came back in as I was, because I had gone out, unloaded my buggy into the car, and then I always bring the buggy back into the store. And as I was going back out to the car to leave, this lady, probably mid-50s, who was coming in, and she said, "Do you have somebody that can walk me to my car? There's some people milling around the parking lot." And I got about halfway to my car, and there was guys standing next to my car, and one of them started walking towards me. So I turned around and came back to the store. "Do you have somebody that can walk out with me?" And I said, "I'll walk out with you. I don't mind." And she's like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Honey, I'm always armed. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean I don't have a weapon on me." And she was like, are you sure you have the time?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've got the time. I would rather make sure you are safe getting to your vehicle." And guys look at how small I am, and they're like, "Oh, she's nothing. I can push her around." I tell you what, you don't want to piss me off, and you certainly don't want to knock me on the ground, because if I have access to use my legs, you're going several feet away from me. And as I was walking out with her, one of the stalkers was fixing to either go on break or whatever, because he had what looked to be like a lunch bag with him. So he ended up walking out, and I walked about halfway with her, and then I cut back one aisle over to where the car was. So I walked the majority of the way out with both of them. But she was freaking nervous. And then as soon as I got in the car and I put the key in the ignition and went to turn the car on, this tall motherfucking cop walked by my car. And I'm like, God, he's got to be 6'6" at least. And he like walked behind the car, and I could see him like scanning the parking lot. And another sheriff deputy came and walked a few moments later, walked by. So I don't know what was going on in the parking lot at Walmart at like 10 o'clock at night, but there was some stuff going on. To have 2 sheriff deputies in the parking lot, there had to have been something going on. Hey, Chris. Every time I get on Neverwinter, you are never on the game. I don't know why it keeps blocking your messages, Logan. I'm glad you messaged here, Chris, because I can make you a mod. I'd love to visit Ireland, McG. I'm barefoot. I'm 5'9.5". And it's my St. Patrick's Day's looks. I gotta get them ready and upload them. Is like it's a Irish flag, so that'll probably be Sunday's video. Today's video is my Irish flag. But yeah, I've got this one here, which is my first tattoo was the butterfly. When I was 23, they came and they put And then when I was 23, they came and they put the 2 flowers there for my daughters. Because I've got, I don't think it'll show. Probably not. Hang on, let me get my thing from out here. All right, let's see if I can get this on my date.